What's up, sisters? Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you are back. As y'all can see, I am sitting down because today we are going to be chatting, okay? Now, this video has been highly requested ever since I did my last video on how I changed my life as a single mom. So today, drum roll please, we are going to be talking about how to create a routine as a woman with ADHD and as a single mom. But before we do that, I want you to go grab a drink. I'm gonna make a coffee and let's talk about why we're talking about this today, okay? So here's the thing. I have ADHD and I try to make sure that my content is tailored towards women with ADHD. Hence why in my content, a lot of times you'll see and hear lots of different clicks, lots of different pops, lots of different sounds, because I know how the ADHD brain works. So let's make a coffee and talk about why a routine is important. Now, when you think of a routine, I want you to take away what your mind may jump to when you think of routine. For example, when I used to think of routine, I used to think of super strict. It has to be at this time every single day. And it didn't sound appealing in my head, okay? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to change your thinking, and I want you to think of creating a routine as creating a living flow. That means it does not have to be specific times every single day, but you are creating flows for your life. For example, a morning routine. That is a morning flow. You still with me? Let's get some ice. When you are looking at your flow, I want you to take the time to think about what does your life look like and what will work with your schedule, okay? So often we look at everyone else around us' routine and their schedule and we think we need to put ourselves into that box. I don't want you to do that. I want you to create your own box, okay? Think about your life, okay? And I want you to think about that. Now, while I am making this coffee, I'm gonna get the coffee and I'm gonna put the creamer inside. I want you to either pause this video or do it while I'm making the coffee. I want you to write down what is your current routine. Be honest with yourself. Don't write down what you wish you were doing. Don't write down what you think you're doing. Write down what you are doing today. Are you laying in bed and scrolling for a couple hours? Are you skipping workouts? I want you to write down what your morning flow looks like currently, what your day flow looks like currently, and what your evening flow looks like currently. Write that down right now and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that I've made my coffee, if you need to pause the video, you can, but let's start here with what you have written down. Now, this can be tough because analyzing what we're doing, and especially if it doesn't line up with what we want to be doing, can be tough. But the first step is being honest with yourself about where you are. So I'm proud of you. Now let's keep talking. First step done. Now that we have analyzed where your current routine is, I want you to take a second and to think about who it is that you want to become. What does that woman's routine look like? So for example, if you currently have any fitness goals, if you currently have any career goals, what do you need to be doing in order to get to where you want to be? I think that oftentimes we make these big goals and we don't realize that we need to be implementing things into our daily routine and our daily habits in order to achieve those goals, right? So for example, 2 years ago when I went on my big weight loss journey, I knew that I needed to be eating healthy. I was on a caloric deficit and I needed to be moving my body. So my routine at the time, I was prioritizing my weight loss above my other goals, right? Now, we also have things that are necessary, right? So I want you to break it down into what do you need to do? And then looking at your goals, what are things you want to do to get to where you want to go? So for example, a lot of y'all are mamas like me, Mama Bear. There are things that I need to do, right? I have my kids full time. So I need to get my kids ready for school. I need to get them dressed. I need to make them breakfast. I need to pick them up from school. I'm starting a new corporate role. I need to work, right? So look at the things that you need to do. I need to wash my butt. So look at what are the things that you need to do in your day, right? And I want you to write those down. Then I want you to think about and be honest with yourself. How do you enjoy doing those things? For example, I like to wake up not super early. I am not an early riser. There were many years that I tried to come up with a perfect routine, and it involved trying to wake up at 5 a.m., start this whole new routine, this whole new flow, just to try to get ahead of the day before my kids woke up. I did not enjoy that. And that's okay. You, like I said before, stop trying to put yourself in a box and then feeling guilty when you don't do that. If you don't want to do that, find something that works for you, that you're going to enjoy, that you are going to stick to, because that is what is important, being consistent with your routine. So, for example, I am actually going to be looking at my current routine because I start my new job. I start my new job on Monday, okay? So my routine is gonna change a little bit. Currently, my routine is I wake up before the kids wake up. I would say about 20 to 30 minutes before they wake up ideally. So think about when your kids wake up. I think it is important to have a little bit of time before your kids wake up. Let me tell you why. When you wake up, and if your kids are already up, and they're constantly, when your kids wake up and you're up, they need something, right? That's just how our kids are. They need something, right? Or they need to talk to us, all very normal, appropriate things, right? But we need us. We need to pour into our cup. We need to take the time for us. So you don't have to dedicate an hour and a half for this big routine before your kids get up, but take like 20 to 30 minutes before your kids get up, okay? So that's the first thing I want you to write down. You need to be, or not need to, but I would like for you to wake up 20 to 30 minutes before your kids wake up, okay? There's a few different things that you can use with that time. I'm a believer. I love the Lord Jesus very dearly. So using that time to talk to God, to be still with God. My favorite thing to do in the mornings is worship music. I like to spend time with God in that way. Putting on worship music, making my coffee, and just sitting. Getting into your word. Maybe for you, it's journaling, writing something down, doing some skincare, taking a morning shower. If you're a shower morning person, I shower at night. So many other things you could do. Maybe looking at your day, writing down your to-do list for the day, but doing something that is pouring into you, getting yourself a hot tea, taking your vitamins. So I want you to take your current schedule. When your kids typically wake up, 30 minutes before they wake up, I want you to start waking up and making time for yourself. And I want you to do this gradually. The most important thing that I want to resonate with you all is you should not feel guilty when creating your routine. Do not beat yourself up for making small shifts. So gradually start off with that, okay? So maybe this coming up week, I want you to wake up 15 minutes before your kids wake up. Then the next day, 20. Then the next day, 25, 30, and then work up to that, okay? So that's the first part. Now, I want you to think about what your school flow is. If you have kiddos, if you don't have kiddos, maybe you are in school, maybe you have work. What are your obligations in the morning, and how can you make those smoother? The reason why I'm asking about that is because I want you to actually incorporate those into your night routine, which we're going to talk about in a little. The reason why my mornings run so smoothly is because of what I do at night. And I am a night person, so I prefer to do a lot of things at night. I prefer to wake up and have things already set in stone with me. But I want you to think about, how do you like to do it? Don't think about what Sadie likes to do. How do you like to do it? Do you prefer to do more things in the morning than at night? If so, your morning might look a little bit different. I prefer to make their lunches at nighttime. There are some mornings that I make it during the day just because that's something that I am flexible with. Again, don't feel guilty about when you are making a lunch. I want to reiterate this because as moms, we get mom guilt over, the stupidest things. It's okay if you're making your kids lunch quickly in the morning. They're fed. Okay, so it's okay if your routine looks different than mine. Do not feel guilty. Meet yourself where you're at and let's put something together. I need a coffee. Now that we've gotten to before your kids wake up, and if you don't have kids, I still want this advice to be helpful because you can tailor it to your life. if you don't have kids, but you have work, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're, I don't know, whatever your profession is or whatever you're doing, wake up 30 minutes before you have obligations. Okay? Next, I want you to think about your goals now. So think about what do you need to do, like I said, and what are things that you want to do. For example, over the last couple of months, my daily routine has been to create content. I have been creating content full time and I have loved it and I have enjoyed it. But now I'm going to be going back to working corporate as well. So the way that I will be creating a daily routine is through time blocking. Now, if you aren't familiar with time blocking, it's just creating blocks of time where you are doing a certain task, not multitasking. If you have ADHD and you want to get something done well and effectively, I do not recommend multitasking unless you are habit stacking. For example, what I mean by habit stacking is if you are doing something that you don't want to do during something you do want to do. For example, I watch TV while I am folding the laundry. That's habit stacking. I am stacking a habit that I don't want to do over a habit I enjoy doing. So folding the laundry while you are watching a TV show, listening to a podcast while you are driving to work. Those are examples of habit stacking. Habit stacking is great. Multitasking is not, especially if you are trying to get something done effectively. So my routine will not be I'm doing content and corporate work all throughout the day. Okay, I will have time blocks. So for example, maybe I will have 9 and I don't know what my schedule is going to be like. So this is all to be determined. But let's say I'm working, I know that I'm going to be working from around 8 a.m. Let's say I'm working from 8 to 4, right? Well, in the morning time, I may wake up early, get my kids off to school, get home around 7:35 from dropping them off. And then I may take 7:35 to 8 to fix myself a quick breakfast, do a quick 5-minute makeup, put on a nice outfit so I can get ready for work, right? Here's one thing I want to touch on and I want y'all to listen. Whatever gunk you got in your ear, take it out because this is important. Show up for the day as your best self. I know. It can be hard, but I am telling you, when you show up for the day and you've done a little bit of something to yourself, I'm not saying you got to wear makeup. Maybe you just do a little brow gel, you put a little lip gloss on, you slick your edges down, you put on a nice top. Baby, take them sweatpants off and remove the bonnet. Okay? And there's a reason why. It's not because you can't, it's not because those things are wrong, but there's a time and there's a place. And when you are showing up as your best self and you are wanting to be productive and you are wanting to achieve your goals, you should be showing up as that throughout the day, right? And it also helps with productivity. We're speaking specifically to my ADHD girlies as well today. ADHD. When I go and I put my face on, I put that little beat on, put a little outfit on, guess what? I'm filming 3 more videos than I had even planned that day. And it's because that's the way that our brains work. The same reason why in one of my cleaning videos, I was suggesting to get some shoes that you just wear in the house for when you clean. There are certain things that there are certain things that activate something in our brain that tell us, okay, it's time to be productive. So I highly recommend, no matter what your day looks like, take at minimum 15 to 20 minutes in the morning to get ready, do a little makeup, get your outfit on, and get ready for the day, right? So let's say I've done that. Then I may be starting work and I go to work from 9 to 12. I am going to be working from home. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Genuinely, this is an answer to prayer because this makes my life so much easier and my content creating so much easier. So I may go to work from 9 to 12. Let's say I have a lunch break from 12 to 1, right? Depending on what my goals are, I probably might eat at my desk during that 9 to 12 time. And then I may use 12 to 1 to knock out a video. So that's where I'm talking about what I need to do versus what I want to do to hit my goals. I don't need to create content from 12 to 1, but I want to succeed in this content creator journey. So I am going to do those things during my day so that I can hit my goals. So think about, what are your goals? Maybe your goal is to lose weight, or maybe your goal is to learn a skill set. If you have a lunch period at work, maybe you're eating at your desk and then during your lunch period, you're taking the time to study for that certification that you're going for. Or maybe you're taking your lunch break to put on that workout outfit and just go get a quick workout in. Any workout is better than no workout, by the way. I learned that on my weight loss journey. Most of the weight I lost was because of how I was eating, not these crazy workouts that I was doing. So just a little tidbit there. Really quick, shameless plug. If you didn't already know, I wrote an entire ebook dedicated to helping moms like myself navigate life, routines, household responsibilities, setting goals. It is going to be linked in my bio. It's called So You're a Single Mom. And it goes really in depth with writing prompts and really going on a deeper level of creating a routine. So if you want more of creating a routine talk outside of this video, let me know. And also definitely go check out my ebook. Okay, so when you think of your morning routine or your morning flow, I want you to break it up into 4 different things that I want you to have in your morning, no matter what your life entails, okay? We talked about obligations versus things that you want to do and want to incorporate into your day. I want you to make sure that you are doing 4 things every single morning. Now, how you do them and when you do them can differ, but I want you to think about 4 different things that you should be doing every single morning. Make your bed. Do not leave your house without making your bed. I want you to do that every single day. For the ADHD brain, that again is going to be another one of those triggers that is going to trick you into being productive. We as ADHD women, our brains are looking for those wins of the day, looking for moments that we can check something off of our list. And it's really good if you can have little things in your morning that feel like checking off the list. Like, oh, I did that. Make you feel good. Making your bed is the first one that you can do. So make your bed, okay? Number 2, quiet time. We already talked about that earlier in today's video. Make sure that you have some time to yourself in the morning. Before everyone else wakes up, before you race out the house, give yourself some quiet time in your day. Number 3 is self-care. Like we talked about, take the time to show up as your best self for the day. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It doesn't have to be a 1-hour self-care routine. It can be a simple 15 to 20 minute self-care, but wash your face, please. Brush your teeth at minimum and do a little something else. Put a little lip gloss on, put a little foundation on, or don't. Put a little mascara on. Do whatever self-care is going to make you feel good about the day and is going to make you feel like, okay, if I were to run into this person, I feel good about how I look. I want you to try that. Try it just for a week, and I want you to report back to me and let me know the difference that you see in your productivity for the day. Number 4, and most importantly, fuel your body. Now, this is most certainly the pot calling the kettle black, or whatever the saying is, because I definitely need to improve on this. But it's important, and I want to tell y'all to do it too. I'm talking to me as well. Fuel your body. Do not run out of that house and go for your whole day on coffee and vibes. You gotta fill your body. Fill and fuel your body. So have a light breakfast, have a full breakfast, have a smoothie, have a protein bar, whatever your morning will allow, do something to fuel your body. So often I'm guilty of making the kids a big breakfast, and I literally just talked about it in my last vlog, making the kids a big breakfast and then just eating whatever for myself. I want to improve on this. We can do it together. We need to fuel our bodies before we leave the house, okay? So those are 4 things that I want you to incorporate into your morning flow in your morning routine, okay? And then we also talked about some things during the day. Your day is gonna look different than mine, but I want you to think about what are your goals and how is your day aligning with your future self and who you wanna be. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to take the time. I'm gonna be waiting over here. Write down, after now analyzing your day, analyzing who you want to be, I want you to write down where are some areas in your flows and in your routine that you can improve to get there. I'll be waiting. You writing them down, right? You got that pen and paper? Okay. Now that you've written that down, you can take the minute to assess what you need to change in your routine. Now let's get into the night routine. This is my favorite, but also the most exhausting routine of my life because there's so much that I stack into my nighttime routine that really sets me up for success for the morning time. Nighttime routine. Like I said, I load up my nighttime routine with all of the toppings. The reason why is because, again, don't look at what I'm doing per se. Think about what you like to do and what works with your schedule. If loading these things up in the morning works better for you, that is totally okay. This is what I do for my nighttime routine. I like to do the least that I have to do in the morning as possible in an ideal world. I have nights where I skip some of these things, but this is what I like to do on a typical night. So after I get home from school, the kids have a pretty solid routine and flow of what they do. Now, I don't beat myself up if it looks a little bit different on a day-to-day basis. For example, I know that there's a few things every day that I want to happen when they get home from school, the order of which is not necessarily that important sometimes. So when they get home from school, I want them to put their shoes away and their backpack away. I want to look at their folders. I want to unload their lunchbox, and I want to do whatever homework they have, get them a snack. Okay? Now, if they come in and they get a snack before they bring me their lunchbox, that's fine. Or if they come in and they want to just knock out their homework before they have a snack, that's fine. But those are the things that I like to do every single day. Now, I break up their homework time. I have 2 kids. I got 2 kids. One name is Lele, one name is Kai. Anyways, so I break up their homework time. It does not work for me to try to do homework with both of them at one time. Malachi is in 2nd grade. Alea is in kindergarten. They distract each other. So the way that I usually do it is while I'm working with one kid, the other kid is doing something else. They can choose what they want to do. Now, on weekdays, my kids get an hour of screen time, meaning an hour of gaming, or if they want it to be TV or iPad or Switch, they get an hour. Sometimes they like to break it up into 30-minute chunks though. So for example, if I'm working with Alea, Malachi most of the time wants to break it up, so he may do 30 minutes of gaming while I'm working with Alea. Or if I'm working with Kai, Alea might want 30 minutes of just watching a little TV in her room, her little Peppa Pig. So again, don't necessarily focus on the exacts of what you have to do, because I think so often we have mom guilt about such stupid stuff. Like, it's okay if your kids don't do the exact same thing every single day at the exact same time. That doesn't matter. But what does matter is creating routines and flows for them, because it's not only going to make it easier for them because they know what to expect. It's going to make it easier for you because they know what to expect. You're not going to have to deal with a lot of pushback. Like, my kids know every single day they need to put away their shoes. They need to bring me their homework folder. And a lot of times Malachi will go sit at the table and start his spelling if he has spelling that week. So they already know what to expect, and it makes it easier for me because they can have some independence in doing that. They know to get a snack. They know where to eat the snack. They know where they can't eat the snack. So routine is not only gonna make your kids feel safe and secure, it's gonna give you peace of mind because it's gonna make your job easier. And we love that. Don't y'all love our jobs being easier? So that is what my afternoon looks like whenever I get home from picking up the kids. Now, after that is when I usually will do dinner. So after I do all that activity with the kids, usually we'll play for a little bit, then I'll do dinner. While I'm cooking dinner, by the way, y'all, I know I talk with my hands a lot. I know I move around a lot. I have ADHD. Someone commented one time and was like, you use a lot of gestures. Duh. I have ADHD. Don't y'all see the title? But anyway, so while I'm cooking dinner, usually the kids are upstairs playing. Now, in my household, as for me in my household, it is very important that my kids have time without the screen and playing together. I have seen a huge improvement in their relationship and how they play by implementing this. I used to not be strict about this, but now I am. because for a while they were arguing all the time. And it was during that time where I was being real flexible with the screen time. They were doing a lot of iPad. They were doing a lot of this. They weren't playing together as much. And I feel like there's a direct correlation there. So I have them do playtime while I cook dinner. I cook dinner. We eat together as a family. That is very important for me. And then after dinner, we play. I like to play with them, get on their level, play with them for a while. And then I put them to bed. I want you to stop and think about your nighttime routine. What does your nighttime routine look like? What do you want it to look like? And how can you incorporate things to make it easier for you? Like some of the things that I mentioned. If you want to do more self-care during your nighttime routine, maybe that involves putting the kids to bed a little bit earlier. Really think about your flow, your life, what you want to happen in your day. Now, after I get the kids to sleep, that is when I usually do like a 20-minute cleanup. I love setting timers on Alexa. I always do it. And I love, again, for my ADHD brain, it's like a game. I always FaceTime my boyfriend, and then I set that timer to clean up the kitchen. And it's like a race to try to get the kitchen done in 10 minutes. Usually I can get it done, which is nice because it allows me to also tell myself, okay, I know it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get this done, and I'm going to feel so much better about it if I do it now versus waiting to do it in the morning when I'm trying to get to school and work and stuff. So I do my kitchen, then I take my shower, have some unwinding time, watch The Office, and then that is where I have even more self-care time. So again, I'm not heavy on a huge amount of self-care time in the morning. I prefer to have my self-care time at night. So usually for me, that involves talking to my man. We FaceTime every single night, and I love that time. I'll be counting down the time till I get to talk to him, and we could just laugh, watch a show together. I'll have a glass of wine sometimes. So that is what my nighttime routine looks like, okay? So I want y'all to take information from this video and think about how it can apply to your routine and your flows. I want y'all to leave me a comment. Let me know if this was helpful, okay? Again, I want to reiterate, I don't want you to beat yourself up for your routine or lack thereof. I just want you to assess where you're at, who and where do you want to be, and how can you make those improvements. So with that being said, I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if y'all want more ADHD type of videos. Let me know if y'all want to go into deeper. Let me know if y'all want me to go deeper into creating routines or anything else that y'all want to see. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, my sweet sisters. Thank you for watching so much. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Love you, bye.